All right, so I'm gonna give you one of the recipes I use, especially when I'm in cutter prep, where it's kind of like a mental break from a strict nutrition, but yet really not such a bad nutritional meal. All right, coming up.
225, 225, 225, 25, 25, 225, 225, 225.
Welcome back to another episode of That Guy Health. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna try to make this too drawn out or long. Basically, it is a day where I get to have a meal that doesn't seem so nutritional strict, but we still have restrictions, all right? So this is my lemon pepper wing meal that I'm going to make. I have to already assume that fats are going to be a little bit higher, given that these are wingettes and not chicken breasts, which is a less leaner source. Not to mention using a bit of butter to coat for the lemon pepper, but still we have ways in there that we are still restricting some things and not getting too crazy. Not to mention I already started my Apple Watch because I started the pre-prep, so we're going to see how many calories we actually burn, which is another benefit of cooking your own meal because you're on your feet working, utilizing calories instead of just ordering it and then sitting on your ass and eating it. That happens too sometimes. I'm not holding you. So we're going to get into this. I'm going to list all of the ingredients as I go through in titles, and I also will place them below in the description. And right now, let's get into this, put it all together. I hope you enjoy it. Shit, I hope I enjoy it. Let's get to it. So right here we have roughly about 2 pounds of chicken, I believe. Wings, right there, 2.14. This is our dry rub seasoning. I will place, like I said, the ingredients below for this and in title here. This is our coating, our flour coating mix. This is our lemon pepper glaze mix. We will use 2 tablespoons of butter per 10, all right, or per 20. I have 40 here. And then we're using the air fryer, another additive to help us be a little bit more healthy with what we're doing. And then a wrap to put your chicken because you want to knock as much of this flour off. We just want a little bit of crunch when we bite into it to give us that nice type situation. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and preheat the air fryer to 380 degrees to cook the chicken. Once we get that done, let's go ahead and get your chicken out, get it prepared to put into the bowls to get the first set of seasonings on there, which is the dry rub. And that is going to be before we put the flouring components on there, which are going to give it that extra little crisp taste. All right, so count you out of full wings, a few wings here. Remove any feathers. I do get my wings from a butcher instead of the typical grocery store, and I do that because the chicken is really naturally more free range, for real free range, not like free range in a cage allowed to see outside. The chicken actually comes from a farm, and I just do that for health beneficial reasons. But we'll go ahead and put some wings in here, probably about 10, 15, whatever. You don't want it too full yet because we're going to have to come back and use the rest, and we want to be able to get a nice coating of that rub over a majority of the wings here. So like I said, we're taking our dry rub right there, mix, sprinkle a little bit in there, remembering that you're going to have to use majority of this. You could always make more, but you're going to use this for the wings that you accounted for. Sprinkle that on, go ahead and start mixing up. You might even sprinkle a little bit more on here. You want to go ahead and just check and see that you have enough of that seasoning over all of the wings that are in this batch right here. So once we get that done, we're going to go ahead and start shifting them over to the other bowl once we get them nice and coated and we're sure that we like the coat of rub on here. Now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and put the flour mix in the other bowl, shaking that up, getting that nice and mixed up. It's probably a good idea right here to get a whisk so that you can get this a bit more mixed up. The other bowl was a lot easier to get mixed up right there. you could just go ahead and shake it up. Wasn't too much in there, but with the flour, it takes a little bit more to get that mixed up. So definitely grab your whisk, mix that up real good. You want your flour coating to be just as even with the consistency as your dry rub coating. All right, so you want those components mixed up well. That way they fuse well with the chicken, and overall you should have a good even coating of those seasonings together. So now we're gonna put the chicken in there. Notice I shake it off. I don't want a lot of excess flour on there. I don't want these to be like typical fried chicken. I just want a nice crisp layer on there once they are air fried. So you'll see me dip them, switch them in the batter, and then what I'll do is shake off as much of that residue as I can, placing them on the rack here. All right, and this is about what you want as far as the coverage is concerned. Nice thin coat, nothing too heavy. So now that we got that, we're gonna go ahead and start placing these bad boys into the air fryer. Now a key note right here, when you're placing them in the air fryer works through moving air around the food. So if you pile too much chicken in here, you will run into a situation where your chicken will not be cooked in spots, or maybe your chicken won't be cooked at all within an amount of time. So you want your layout to look similar to this here. You can probably put a little bit more in there, but not too much more. Now we want to get our bowl that we're going to go ahead and put our lemon pepper glaze on with the butter. Wipe that out and get that ready, because it won't be too long before we get our first batch out. Here you go, we're checking. You want to go ahead, half the time is gone, 30 minutes, 15 minutes in, flip them so that now we can cook both sides evenly. Once that's done, we check and we have a nice golden brown finish on these lemon pepper wings. They're not lemon pepper yet, but these wings are already good as they are. Look at that brown finish, okay? Now seeing that, we want to break one of them open, make sure they're cooked all the way through. We want a good white meat consistency through it. We don't want blood. If you see that, put them back in there, let them cook for a few more minutes.
And as of right now, we are an hour in, so that gives you some perspective of prep time, getting everything together, mixing stuff up, and getting the air fryer all set up. And right now we have burned 219 active kcals and a total of 303 kcals with a heart rate of 85 beats per minute, give or take. We'll find out what the average is once we close the workout out.
All right, so we're gonna mix up our lemon pepper mix with our parsley and go ahead and get that chicken out of the air fryer. It's probably rested for a little while. Put it in a bowl. This is the part where we're gonna go ahead and get our lemon pepper glaze in there and start to toss in this chicken and finalize these steps. Melt your butter for about 20 to 25 seconds should be good enough. Sprinkle a little bit of that lemon pepper seasoning in there. Go ahead and stir it up with whatever you may have, butter knife spoon for it. I'm using the ½ teaspoon measurement system, and I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle the lemon pepper glaze over the chicken, and now toss it, and you'll notice you'll have an even nice glaze over the chicken because there won't be any dry spots. If you do have dry spots, just continue to toss until you work those dry spots out. Now let's break apart the chicken once again, checking to make sure the meat is cooked. It looks white, it looks good. Let's go ahead and taste this bad boy.
See right there, like we showed you, it's cooked all the way through. That's what you want, consistency of white all the way through. You don't want to see any pink or blood in there like that. That brown kind of dark stuff is cooked blood, so. Pretty good. Let's finish cooking them up.
Now, as I said, I had about 40 wings, so it's going to take me multiple batches. So I will be tossing and glazing and tossing and glazing and tossing and glazing. But once it's finished, I got my plate out. Here are the finished wings. I went ahead and did a finalized toss and glaze with all of them together once I finished. And this is how the outcome looks. Look at these wings, nice coated lemon pepper. Let's take a closer look so you can see the finished product. And oh my goodness, look at that, dazzling with the yellow, with the nice consistency of brown. These are gonna taste awesome together. This is the meal.
What an evolution. So it is done, okay? So yes, healthier, ingredients listed below. Then use regular flour. You can go ahead, ingredients listed below, like I said. As you saw, hell of calories burnt, hell of time consumed. It is a bit longer, a hell of a lot longer, using an air fryer versus using a conventional oil and grease, but therefore you get the health benefits plus you're utilizing calories and carbs and all this other stuff while you're on your feet cooking these. So the impact is not that great when it comes to the impact is not that damaging to your nutritional values when it comes to you eating this, because it's already not that bad. You're gonna be increasing a little fat, and of course the calories are gonna be there, but hell, we burned damn near like 800 calories cooking this shit. So listen, I'm gonna get into these wings. Yes, they taste great. Make little changes depending on what you like for your lemon pepper wings or whatever wings you're gonna do. Remember, doing sauces and all that other stuff is just gonna take your carbs and your fats up even higher. Probably don't wanna do that. Even better if you wanted to try to reduce even more carbs, not more carbs, but maybe the calorie aspect of it, and maybe even the carbs, because we use coconut flour. You could not use any flour and just use naked wings, period, with the lemon pepper seasoning and all that other stuff. And of course you got the butter in there, you need it to stick. But other than that, listen, I'm hungry as shit. I'm about to eat this. I hope you all enjoyed the recipe for an award meal day. I will have more posted. Thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. You know what I always say about this time. Be safe. Let's build together. And peace. I'm about to eat me some damn wings.